Hello, welcome. In this tutorial, in this video, we're going to show you the brief overview of the administrative features of the shopping cart website plugin. Going to your menu on the left-hand side, you'll see a number of options. The first one is so you can define your products. Before you define any products, though, you're going to need to define categories because every product lives within one or more categories. Once you've gone and set up your categories and your products, you'll want to set up your discounts and sales, if any. Before you go live, you'll want to configure your site settings, and this is your PayPal store email address, as well as any different configurations that happen to the store on a general global scale. And then the shopping cart, once you have a sale, you can view your sales by going to shopping cart orders, either by showing your daily sales or looking at an order lookup. Okay. We're going to briefly look at the site settings here. There will be more tutorials in depth for each of these different panels. The first one is the general, where you configure whether or not your PayPal checkout method is live, and whether or not your offline payments, which are credit card, collection information, bank draft, invoice, PO, whether or not those are live. And then your general store information here. Always make sure that you define a default account group, and this is the account group that when somebody goes through checkout, that their account will be created as this type of user. Usually it's the default user group, which is fine. Of course, in here you define everything that happens on the catalog page, on the checkout page, and this is where, of course, you define your PayPal email address and whether or not you want to specify any shipping details. Product attributes is where you set up the template for your general product within the system. By default, there will be a number of fields that will be considered locked. You shouldn't go and change the name for these fields, as they are a default field for the products, but you can add additional fields if you want to collect or have different information for each product. There's an additional tab called tax rates. We don't recommend that North American businesses use this. This is defined specifically for European taxation zones. If you're a North American based PayPal store, you will want to define your tax rates within PayPal, as taxes are defined at time of address being provided, whereas in Europe you need to provide the taxes as an all-in price for everyone that views your products. So if you're North American, you can ignore this page. If you're European, this is where you want to set your taxes. Moving on, once you have set that up, you would go to categories. Once you come to the product categories page, you can define as many categories as you like. You can even manage and create subcategories by clicking on the Manage button. You can specify category meta description information and keywords as well. Once you've defined your categories, you go and manage your products. You can create as many products as you like. You can even decide to use stock if you wish, so that when somebody's going through your checkout, if they want to buy 10,000 of one item and you only have 12, it will let them know. You can create a new product by clicking on the Create New Product button. Define all the information. You can even copy attributes from another product to sort of copy over details if you have similar products, and then you define all the fields. Then you specify which category that the product will show up in, and then there's additional areas where you can define additional fields, and that will be covered in another video. Provided whatever images you like, and then hit the Create button. Another aspect of the shopping cart are the discount and sales. You can go in here and set a discount that starts from one date and ends at another, whether or not it's a public offer, or there are other options as well. So there's a public offer. I'll just create one here. Or you can also use a coupon code that you can then provide people in an email or newsletter, and that way you just provide a coupon code. Otherwise, the public offer applies to any order that qualifies based upon these qualifications, and we'll cover that in another tutorial as well. Once you've gone and defined any discounts and sales, and you've had some sales, you can review those sales using the shopping cart orders. Now, if you haven't had any sales for the given day, such as this example will not have any, you can jump to the previous day if you wish. Or you can do an order lookup, and that will show you all your recent orders. And you can also search by order number, by first name and last name, and review any items or any orders that have come in recently. In order to get your products within your website, though, you'll need to have components placed within your page. Now, you can, if you wish, have a catalog page. Call it catalog.htm, and just place this component within your page. Generally speaking, though, if you're using one of the i3D themes Generation 11 Bootstrap templates, though, it will have pre-placed within it a component in the top menu called the top login box. That component there is great for having people logged in, but beside that there will be another component, and that component will be called the category list component. Let's just see if we can find out where to place it. This one right here. So this is the component that you would put in your menu to list all of your categories. There is also a view cart link that you can place within your menu, and by default those will be pre-placed. If you don't have one of those website templates with these options pre-placed, there will be another video to show you how to go and place those within your menu. By placing this component within your menu, it will give your customers the ability to jump directly to your different categories, and that way you won't actually need to have this component within your website, because it will dynamically render the categories automatically. And that's the overview of the shopping cart specific system. There are a number of other features that you may wish to configure, specifically in language syntax configuration for the shopping cart system. You will see here that there's a shopping cart area where you can configure different labels for different items, such as your update button. You can change that if you wanted to say something else. And you can go through each one of these things if you feel that you want to change any of the text on any of the different things that we allow configurations for. Anyways, hope you find that helpful, and we'll have a bunch of other videos here specifically on different aspects of the shopping cart coming up.